Good afternoon, all you absolutely beautiful, gorgeous people. Welcome on back to the channel as we move on into the next track of Dusk. We are moving on into, hold on, I got to pull up the track. Bluer Than Midnight, which I'm wearing kind of the exact opposite. As a matter of fact, if I stand up, it kind of looks like I'm dressed for like Valentine's Day. Like I'm in a pink shirt and then blue pants, like blue pants or red pants. Like I'm all Valentine's Day'd up. And my hat is even has some pink on it up there. So, anyways, totally wrong colors. But let's go ahead and listen to the track regardless. We'll give it a listen. We'll talk about it after. Let's go. I think my boxers are blue. They are.
Save me, save me, save me, save me, save me, save me. The candles are lit, the curtains are drawn, there's still no sign of rain or dawn. Our lips touch, our limbs entwine, but the ghosts that haunt me won't leave my mind. Save me, save me.
A little bit of a quiet gospel kind of track.
Save me, save me, save me from myself. One sin leads to another one. Oh, the harder I try, I can never find peace in this life. I ask myself, where does lust come from? Is it something to you to be overcome?
Good line.
I ask myself, why love can never touch my heart like fear does. Why can't love ever touch my heart like fear does?
Bluer Than Midnight is kind of like Thes and Matt Johnson's way of singing a gospel track, which I thought was kind of interesting at this point in the album as we're near the end or right at the second to last track here. And it's almost like a little bit of a gleam of grace, a gleam of some sort of questioning, some sort of hope, perhaps retribution, the questions that he asks at this point in the album. I think kind of near the completion of this spiritual journey and the questions that he's been asking himself and digging back to the themes of like the opening tracks on the album, which I think is really cool. And the way that this comes in, I thought was really nice. And then the drums are kind of predictable. The way that the track is going to go is kind of predictable. Starts off slow, dramatic piano, then eventually it gets into the drum moment and it becomes a little bigger. But I do like how it didn't over dramatize the music. I like how it stayed relatively, it came up a little bit, of course, with the drums as it has to, but it kind of still stayed true, I guess you could say, to what I can imagine is Matt Johnson's perspective and his viewpoint in making the music. Once again, saxophone is a nice addition in here. And I like I said, once again, that didn't go overboard. It could have came with like a big drum fill, distorted guitars, and just really gone for that flair. But I think it was better and more personal that we didn't go in that direction. I will say, however, that I think that this is the weakest track on the album. I think that it needed a little bit more time in the cook, in the pressure cooker. I think that it needed a little more something. It was a little bit boring, if I'm being honest with myself. Save me, save me. The candles are lit, the curtains are drawn. There's still no sign of rain nor dawn. Our lips touch, our limbs entwine, but the ghosts that haunt me won't leave my mind. One sin leads to another, oh, the harder I try. I can never find peace in this life. I ask myself, where does lust come from? Is it something to yield to or to be overcome? I ask myself. And then he says finally, why love can never touch my heart like fear does. So perhaps he has some sort of hang-ups with religion. Perhaps he this is just my mind canon. Perhaps he has some spiritual leanings. And so even though he may not be necessarily practicing, he still has these ideas and these questions like, why does fear entangle me when I would love for love to be the thing closest to me? And then he ends with the question, why can't love ever touch my heart like fear does? So fear is obviously gripping his heart, but he just wants love. And he's trying to find that love, but ends up with lust. And he keeps on questioning himself, is this something that I should give into, or is this something that I should fear, or I should, he's just questioning, which I think is great. That's a really, really nice and introspective once again. So lyrically, I do enjoy it. Song-wise, it's completely fine, but I do think that it's a little bit of a weak point here on the album at this point. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments. You can follow me on Twitter. You can support the channel on Patreon. As always, thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.